First alert forecast. We do have some rain and storms developing again today. Clouds and fog combine at times this morning. I notice we'll burn off some fog, actually add in some clouds. I do think we end up with more of a mostly cloudy view throughout the day. I notice late morning to midday a few more storms develop yet again, hitting the mountains, plateau. It's a little spottier in the valley throughout your afternoon. Remember yesterday I was pointing out it would stay spotty in the lower elevations until the evening. That definitely verified. I do think today we'll hit our higher slopes at first and then have more of a widely scattered coverage of our area in rain and storms in the afternoon. Few in McMinn County, parts of Knox, parts of Anderson, Roane, Sevier. So see still that kind of segmented parts of town collecting some of the moderate to heavier rain. 5 o'clock hour, a few stirring around from the plateau to the mountains. 7 o'clock winding down. While it is spottier, there's a couple that at least try to slide down from Crossville to Roane County towards Knox and Maryville. It fizzles out. 10 o'clock hour, a couple still stirring around on the plateau. Switch gears back over into fog development for tomorrow morning. So in terms of today's rainfall, some new pockets of moderate to heavy rain in parts of town give us about a 40% coverage of our area in that good moderate to heavier rain. So again, some 0. Spikes up 1/2 inch to 1 inch in these blue dots that you can see dotted literally from the plateau throughout the valley, foothills and mountains, Tennessee, Kentucky line. But then you get this very isolated 3 inches of rain. Seeing a couple of those still hit those mountain tops. We've been talking about those mountains, and that would cause that downstream flow. So those rapids would be running a little bit harder and faster over the next couple of days, even after the rain and storms. So we'll go from 70 this morning to 81 at noon. Had today 88, right at normal as well from beginning to end. 80 degrees at 8 o'clock. Some cooling after a few storms as that becomes spottier. So in between, this is how it affects the first alert forecast where you live. Hit or miss rain and storms. Well, hit or miss heating. How about that? That'll get you to 88 today in Knoxville and 86 Loudon to even 84 Kingston. All it takes is a downpour and keeps you cooled down a little bit more. 81 your high today, Crossville to 82 in Jamestown. You're topping out around 83 La Follette and Middlesboro. Zoomed in, every county mapped out here. 88 your high today, Sevierville to Dandridge to 86 in Newport, with a few more afternoon to evening storms winding down, back to fog and some stray showers first thing in the morning. As we go through tomorrow, I do think we have this brief window for a few showers and storms. It's right at midday into the early afternoon. Notice these scattered pockets of rain pop up. We'll have these little showers, light, moderate, very isolated, heavier rain. So briefly stir up even a few storms into the early afternoon. Wind it back down a little faster if you have some Friday afternoon to evening plans. It's not dry, but it is spottier. So isolated rain then, stirring around from 4 to 5 o'clock. Notice a couple of thunderstorms there at the Tennessee, Kentucky line, up in the Smokies. 7 o'clock here, still stirring around a couple of storms on the plateau to the Tennessee, Kentucky line until the end of the day. But at least that does give us kind of a shorter window of time with rainfall if there are some things you're trying to do outside. And you can see where that kind of pops up there in our area briefly for part of the day. Does leave more of us a little drier there. A couple of those 1/2 inch streaks in parts of our area for your Friday. I do think that's going to give us a chance to hop up back to around 90. Upper 80s is average, so we're just kind of teeter-tottering on either side of it today and tomorrow. 71 in the morning, 83 at noon, high will be 90. That does mean our next heat wave starts a little sooner. Kick it off on Friday as we kick up a few afternoon or midday storms, really. Spotty downpours and storms are the name of the game this weekend into early next week. With this heat wave and muggy mornings, that humidity is up until a few more storms later next week.